Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lorn Walker, the Skull Brothers.
Welcome to episode 116 of the Sports Card Talk Show. We got a little roundtable discussion today, huh?
Yeah, I think today we might actually be a little bit educational.
We're gonna try it, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna try to educate and inform people on repacks.
Yeah,
there's good ones and there's bad ones, and
just like anything, really.
Yeah,
there can be good breakers, bad breakers,
good panini products and bad panini products.
Yes. Yep. All kinds,
Yeah, so we're gonna call up Manny from Treasures. That's lkdtreasures on YouTube. Ron from Ron and Bill are randbsportscards.
Yep.
Matt and DMC are joining us from MTSPORTSCARDS, and Nikko from nikkorips.
Yeah. We got a lot of dialing up to do, huh?
Yeah.
You want to do a quick trivia?
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah, I think it's right over here. Man, I was slacking. I didn't have it ready. We're going to go 7.
No, really? Oh, my goodness.
In 1976, what Viking receiver set a team record with 210 yards receiving in a game against Detroit?
I'm going to guess Sammy White.
You are right. What Finnish forward was drafted by the Wild in 2009, just months after he committed to play for the Golden Gophers? Ooh, I don't know how you know that.
Oh, I'm going to guess Thomas Vanek.
No, Eric Holla.
Oh.
What 7'3" Gopher center went to Milwaukee in the first round of the 1993 NBA draft and spent 1990 to 1992 with the Timberwolves in the 1983 NBA draft? Did I say that right? That one's actually kind of easy if you think about it.
The 1983 draft?
Yeah, he was drafted.
He was a Gopher in 1983 and drafted by Milwaukee.
And he spent 90 to
I'm going to
92
say
with the
that's...
Timberwolves.
I'm going to guess Jack Sikma.
Oh, no, Randy Brewer.
Oh, shoot, I should have gotten that one right.
Yeah. What North Stars defenseman fell victim to greatness when Mario Lemieux slid the puck between his feet on his way to beating John Casey for a goal in Game 2 of the 1991 Stanley Cup Finals? Wow, that's tough.
Which forward?
What North Stars defenseman?
North Stars defenseman.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't even know a North Stars defenseman. I know a few of the forwards on that team, but
I'll just tell you. It's Sean Chambers. That was a number 7. That was a tough.
Yeah,
that was tough.
So would I get one right? I should have had 2.
You should have had. I think if you would have gave it a second and thought about that one, I think you would have got the Brewers.
I didn't think Jack Sikma played for the Gophers, but he's the only center I could even think of that played for him in the Bucks in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, should we start dialing them up?
Ring-a-ling ding dong.
All right, we got everybody dialed up. We're going to have a roundtable discussion. We got Ron over at RandBsportsCards, Nikko at nikkorips, Matt and DMC from MTSPORTSCARDS, and Manny from Treasures. Thanks for joining us, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Goody.
Good. So I think we have lots of stuff we could talk about. If somebody want to jump in and start us off, I think one of the main things that we talked about talking about was repacks and the good, the bad, the why we buy them, why we make them.
That's how this roundtable kind of got started. But we also want to just talk about educating yourself before you go and spend a lot of money on any kind of whether you're investing or you're just buying cards for the fun of it. You're gonna there's crooks out there and there's good people out there, and it's good to watch channels like RandBsportsCards and nikkorips and MTSPORTSCARDS and Treasures to educate yourself on what is a good product. So because there's plenty of people that will willingly take your money and give you garbage in return. Oh, Matt likes giving away his money to garbage products.
As long as the package is pretty.
That's been suckered a couple times.
Just have to be shiny.
Oh, too funny. So I don't know if somebody wants to jump in and just kind of talk about maybe their experience with either opening or buying or creating a repack. Matt?
All right, I'll start. So we jumped back, I guess, back into the hobby about a year ago, and I didn't know much about anything that was going on. For me, I was a '90s wax era kid, and I collected cards back then. So, and then in the mid '90s when things got crazy, just like a lot of people, I fizzled out. So when I got back in, and that was then. I looked at the prices of stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I knew I wanted to do, we wanted to do a channel, but there's no way we're going to be opening a hobby box or two every week. It just wasn't going to happen. We started with some retail products like contenders and, contenders draft picks and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, it got really boring, really quick, or I think we did some leaf draft and stuff like that. So I saw on some other people's channels, people opening up what they called a repack, and I thought, well, they would tell like what the price is and show the hits they got, and I think some of the first ones I saw were hotpacks.co. And then there was a couple of just eBay repacks, and we got into a few of those, and we hit some good cards early on. So it's like anything, you get addicted to it, the chase, and so then I just really started going out there and looking for more. I would look for other YouTube channels, watch them open stuff, the different repacks. And, ultimately it led us to a kind of a rotation of like brew boxes when they came out and ghost packs for a while. We haven't done any of those recently. They kind of priced themselves out for me a little bit. I did a bomb pack, and then I did one nuclear bomb pack. That's another one, man. That one, that one gets up like into the 100 and a half range. And the first time I did it, I like the nuclear, I got a good card. Manny, you've seen it. That Ricky Williams RPA, that came out of a nuclear, but that card's worth maybe $50-$60. And there was like a lower end hobby pack, like I don't know, Donruss or something. And but I didn't come away from it really hating it. But I didn't choose to go back to the higher end stuff. And then it moved on, and then I found the Lock Treasure pack, and then Nikko, who all this time has bashed on repacks. I mean, Nikko, watch our channel and see us open some repack and just trash it. Like, that sucked, and I looked it up, and you got ripped off, and, a lot of times he was right, very right, but... And then he started opening them too. So so anyway, and then he did his own, and it was awesome. So
yeah,
it's just that was last year. So fast forward to 2020, and now we're in absolute hobby insane zone when Score costs $300 a hobby box, and stuff is literally, you saw my little parody commercial that I did. Panini don't have a problem selling stuff out. They sell it out, because the other outlets, the blowout cards, the Steel City, and they buy up all the stuff, and then we got to buy it from them. I've bought one thing direct from Panini. That was that Donruss baseball mega box. That's the only. No, that's not true. I bought my hobby box of black, but I had to get in there quick in order to get it. So, I think one of the contentions is that somehow repacking hurts the main industry. To me, that's insane. Like, the main industry is not hurting at all. and there's always multi levels of anything, and this is just one of them. This is just one of the levels. There's a middleman and a middleman to the middleman and everything, and as far as I like them when they're very creative. I created this piece of art. I like the shine. I like the color.
You got to show that off. I'll make you full screen.
Yeah, I did for my little commercial. I did this. I made art. I had scissors and tape, and I made that. And some of my favorites represent. Even the young guys, little hot gold and silver one made the cut. Man, that was.
I really like that one. To be
that
honest.
was a young man.
You're gonna have to bring that to the kindergartner class, and you'll get a passing grade, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to have Eloy grade that for me.
That's some nice collage work.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. But anyway, I know I don't want to talk the whole time because I will. But anyway, I think DMC. This is Repacks are your favorite videos. Yeah. Is that true? What's your best hit? What's your favorite hit that you've got?
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon 101.
Yeah.
We paid $45 for that. And
man, you got ripped off, dude. That's the reason why we're doing this show, is because there's that stigma out there in the hobby that people that do repacks are making a product to get rid of a bunch of crappy cards that they couldn't otherwise sell. Well, that Melvin Gordon is, when Melvin Gordon was running hot, that was a $200-$300 card.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I pulled it.
Yeah.
It was a hot card when I should have sold it then, but hindsight 2020. And DMC has this, love for it, and that's fine. I don't care about that. I don't care about selling. It's about a lot of the memories that he and I have made. As we're pulling stuff, and I like the branding. I like the shine. I like the shine on the card. I like the shine on the packs. It's and you can tell when someone put love into what they're doing and sacrifice, and you can tell when they just did a card dump. And that's why I buy crappy repacks. I don't know they're crappy when I buy them. You read the listing on eBay, of course they're going to say these are great. But when you buy them and you open them and the cards fall out and they're not even sleeved up, and there's no hit, and there's a big chunk out of the bottom of one of the cards, it's obvious that there was no love into that product. Right. And hopefully maybe they see it, maybe they learn from their mistakes. I got berated, over my negative video about one, but I stand by it, and I bought another one because I'm an idiot, basically. So, and again, I think that's part of the integrity. And I know there's other guys that take free ones and do promos and stuff like that, but man, that's tough. That's tough to trust, that. And you read their comments and you see that people don't mostly trust those, and it does make sense.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Now you mentioned, obviously, Nikko was he was a hard sell on repacks, and he's come to the dark side, I guess is how we'll call it. So Nikko,
that's the way I see it.
How did you get sold on buying repacks and doing your own?
Well, basically, like Matt said, just seeing a bunch of other people, like other channels opening them, and some really good ones and then some really bad ones. But that's all part of the game. It's like, if you don't look into anything that you're doing, then you deserve exactly what you get. That's how it is. That's just the rule of thumb. So it's like, I don't know why people buy one. Like, a lot of people, if they don't have a checklist, why would you buy it? Like, you can't see what they're going to put in there. Why would you buy it? And then it's just like you just want to make sure the integrity is there. So if it's a person that's been doing it, then you're like, more or less, you're like, okay, I'll give it a try. But if it's like a lot of these new people who are like contacting you, DMing you, and they're like, "Hey, man, try my stuff. I'll send you one." It's just like you really can't try that. And I know a lot of people said that on like Capital P's videos all about the hobby, and that's why I started getting all about the hobby. And I'm a little nobody, and I'm pulling just as nice, if not nicer, boxes and stuff than Capital P is. And so there's no way.
You got the Zion jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, exactly. That's
I mean,
like,
I can't believe you kept that crap. I mean, geez.
yeah, you should have burned it. I think that's exactly the perfect box to talk about right there, because that Easter box was $400, I think, and it was a big gamble, and I was just like feeling lucky, and I was like, you know what, let's do it, and then boom. So it's like everything else. If you buy into a break, why are you expecting to hit a banger? Like, you should expect nothing, and then if you get one, it's like, heck yeah, dude, like you won. But like, I mean, the same things with repacks. If you could see a list like Manny, that's why I love Manny, because Manny puts out the list, and it's solid. It's stacked pretty much from top to bottom. And then if you look at all the bonus hits and everything that's in there as well, you're definitely going to get your $65 or whatever it is out of there, like for sure. Like especially with the hobby pack in there, and like that's seeing what he does with his, it makes it harder on me trying to do something with mine, because it's like, you know, he spent, like Manny will tell you, he only makes a couple $100, if that, on every series he does, because he's, you know, buying everything, and everything costs something, and then he's giving it away. He's basically almost giving it away. I've told him that, and but he doesn't care. He's like, I do it for the love, you know, and that's why I do it. I do it for fun too. But at the same time, this guy, like, you know, pushes me to the edge, trying to keep up. Yeah.
Well, see, I've never done. Yeah, I know you guys.
You know.
Yeah, you guys have done the repacks, but I think it'd be fun. Like, I've never done one myself, but I think it'd be fun just to watch everybody opening your repacks. I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the best parts too.
Like, I would get enjoyment out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, well, you're hooking up your friends, or you know what's in there," and I'm like, "You must be an idiot, because if you can go back to my video, and like I did it all on camera, and there's no way
I can't remember
what was in what."
Dude, you had to have pulled some Chris Angel stuff.
Right, exactly. I filled everything. I resealed it after the video. I looked at everything, and I resealed it again. So, you know, no, it's funny because the one of one Ezekiel Elliott was one of the last packs picked, and it was picked by a total new person.
Yeah, I saw that one. Just got.
They had hit me up on the night that I was doing the repacks, like live. He was like, "Hey, man, you got any more?" You know. And I was like, yeah, and he picked a letter, and he got one. It was one of the last ones, and didn't know the guy, but, you know, again, it's like Ron said, watching the videos of the people opening up, you know, the packs, that's the fun part, you know, and the anticipation of what's going where. That's the other thing, like, well, who's going to get this, you know? Like, that's what I, you know.
Well, that's
nerve-wracking too, you know?
I know that obviously we did this because of some negative comments on one of you guys' videos, and, you know, that repackers are scammers and they're trying to, you know, sell garbage, you know, do a card dump, as you guys say. But like you're pointing out, you're finding joy in seeing somebody else, and that's just it. Like the group of friends, and it seems to be growing all the time. There's just a lot of people out there that not only do they want to create a great product if they're doing a repack, but they're sending free cards out to all their friends all the time anyway. It's not about making money. It's about sharing the hobby with you.
I actually have a package from Nikko right here. I still got to do.
That's crap. Don't open it. It's a scam.
It's a scam, Ron.
It's a bunch of dummy cards.
And cilantro from his garden.
So Ron, you open repacks. So like, what goes into your process of, you know, why did you decide to start opening them? You know, like, is it cost of what current stuff is going, or are you like the chase, or, you know,
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you've seen the crisis now, or outrageous. Like it's unbelievable. What stuff? Yeah, like Score is $250. Like Legacy $250. Like it's insane. Like you're just losing. If you pay that price, you're already losing before you even open that. Like that's that's just silly. Yeah. So I feel like repacks are a good option. If you, I mean, it's a lot. Anything's like we said, anything's a gamble. But I mean, if you spend say $50, $60, $40, whatever it is, and you may not get all the value back. But that's the same thing. Opening a hobby box is going to be the same deal. Like, and a hobby box, you're going to spend sometimes double, triple of what you'd spend on like a repack. So yeah, we're always looking for new stuff, and we like trying new things. We look for new stuff all the time. And like these guys said, I like to open new stuff if people haven't seen it to see if other people might be interested in doing it. And it's low risk to me. I don't know, like $30 packs. Like it's not a big deal if you don't hit anything huge in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, listening to you guys, it sounds like whenever you guys get into a break, you're always winning big. How you never hear you guys are never opening mail on your channels of the video of the breaks that you don't get in. If there's no card that you won, you're not opening that mail on.
No, I'm keeping that to myself most of the time.
Yeah. So obviously, if you watch videos and you're like, oh man, that guy won that in the break, that guy won that in the break, that guy. It's like, man, I got to do breaks. It sounds like that's a way to get cards. Cards, but how many times do you not win? I mean, that's
way more often than not, you're gonna get. Yeah, you're not getting anything or getting much.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can say that. I mean, box breakers are scammers because they're selling you the dream of getting something big. And possibly not even getting crappy cards,
It's the same kind of deal. I mean, it's just a different format, really, of it. But
right, I know. We shot our My 5 Faves with you just a little bit ago, and I feel like at least 2 or 3 of the cards you showed off in that are like these monster cards that were hits.
And I hit and breaks, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going, wow, Wish I could be that lucky, I was so unlucky in breaks that I haven't bought a break in years. Like,
I feel like it goes in. There was like a little while back, like I was like on a hot streak. Like I was hitting, like when Prism came out, I hit a ton of stuff from Prism. I mean, I buy the bills usually in breaks, but I hit a ton of stuff in Prism. Phoenix, I think this year I hit a ton of stuff. But like more recently, I've been buying into breaks, not doing like I bought into a case of Chronicles. I didn't really get a whole lot. And it seems like it goes in streaks of hitting stuff, but
sure.
So, Manny, I know you do both. You make them and you open them and review them. And I know that kind of a tough spot a little bit. We're not going to go into too much about all that, but as far as
hey, we're looking forward to the next one.
I'm looking for the right words, and I don't want to like clear out your business, but you're very successful at selling online too. You shared a card that you sold, and we won't go that route, but you could do that too.
Of course.
and I know you and Nikko both. I'll tell you, when I hit my cards, first people I messaged with you was you guys. And I think I said, it must feel good when people are messaging you, dude, I just hit this. And I got teased because I said, oh, snap. Because, I try to keep it clean in there. And some people were like, I want to say, oh, snap. But I just want to make it clear that, there's many ways you can do it. But why, we talked about the joy, but, I don't know if you want to talk about repacks a little bit. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing repacks. It's just another aspect of the hobby. It's just another field of the hobby. There's repacks, there's subscription boxes. There's all these other stuff in the hobby. Breaks. There's razzes. There's just so many different stuff that you can go around. The hobby has changed. There's just too many stuff out there right now. So some people don't like repacks. Some people I personally like repacks because I feel like every time I purchase something, I'm getting something. in return, but like everybody else is, there's scammers out there. There's people out there, like people say, that just throw stuff in the bag and like, hey, yeah, this is, great, but you just have to be careful, like everything else in the hobby. You just have to approach everything with a careful mind, but you always have to stay positive too, and a lot of stuff. But like he said something about, like, I mean, people have said something about like people that do the repacks are just lazy. They don't want to put all those cards. And I mean, some kind of truth to that. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and post a base Tom Brady, to sell for 10 cents. I mean, come on, like that is a waste of time. It's not lazy. It's a waste of time. I also have it's not like this is my primary income. I don't sell cards for me to make a living. I have a job, So again, I'm working. I have family, so I don't want to take too much time away from that. Also, sit there and post all day on eBay or in ComCMC or wherever they call those places, Or I put a whole bunch together, and I sell you a whole bunch of cards all together. But you love them, I put good rookies in there. I put all the good stuff in there, So like that way you feel like you got your money's worth, And that's for me reviewing my own like. It's not for me like saying, oh, this is something I made. It's for me reviewing repacks that are bad, repacks that are good, and gathering little stuff from each one of them to finally create something good.
Well, going back to what just something that Matt kind of opened the show with is, like, you're putting your name on that box. You're making a brand, and you've created a really nice looking package too. That's your brand. Like, they talk about guys that they're autographed, like guys that, we've all opened a bunch of cards and seen just terrible autographs on the new generation of dudes. And you look at like old guys, like people know what Michael Jordan's autograph is just as much of Michael Jordan as the, Air Jordan logo. Yeah. I mean, when people see that,
open that.
It's a beautiful box. I saw the box. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You keep the cards in them,
Yeah.
Cards in them. Yeah.
The packaging was really nice on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there are people who are out there doing a card dump, and you're never going to see them do another repack ever again. But you've done 2 series. Nikko, you're working on a second series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to do a second series, you better have been. People ain't gonna rebuy from you if you do a guard. Well, Matt will, but but if you want to be successful being a repack, you better put out a good product, and it's your name. It's your name. I mean,
yeah,
and that's what I say. I was like, if there's people out there that if you're gonna do it to be, just to make a quick buck, and that's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna make a quick buck. If you're gonna do it to be successful and create something successfully, you better, really have a game plan in mind and really be honest and true, and truthful.
Yeah, I like the dot.
So, to me, that's why I in most of the comments I said, hey, yeah. I was like, if you plan on being successful in it, if you're gonna start something to be successful in it, then you really have to, change your approach and stuff,
Right.
and we know from our interview with you, which was aired a few weeks ago, that your real scam is pool.
Yeah, don't end up at the pool table with you.
I think that's what messed up my image, I think.
Oh, man.
Hey, pool, let me see. It's been a while.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go up the screen real quick here.
I have a whole bunch. This is one of them I just found.
Oh, wow.
15.
Nice. Is that a
cheerleading award?
Is that a state or a region or
award? No,
That's the regional, yeah.
regional?
Yeah, the regional.
What was that, Nikko?
I said, is that a cheerleading award?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. I'm just going to share real quick, and I kind of mentioned to you guys, but I'm going to kind of share why I do some of them, because Lorn and I almost only exclusively do PC stuff. Like, if it's not PC, I'm not real interested in getting random cards. Manny, we had a discussion earlier. I'm like, well, I really only want the Vikings if I get into a break. And you went through it. I'm like, well, that's a good way to look at it too. And we have expanded our collecting a little bit, but I do it for the fun. Like when I get into these things, I know Nikko, I know Manny, I know Matt, I know Ron. I'm going to buy from them because I'm going to support them in that way. But I also know they're putting their heart and soul into it, And I also know that when I message them, they're almost as excited as I am about the card I got, They're like, dude, that's awesome you got that card, And you have no clue that I got it, but, And the battles have been a lot of fun, and it's the enjoyment of the hobby for me. I just got into a hockey break. I'm going to buy into Eloy's break after we get off this thing here, which is all stuff that I normally wouldn't do. A good friend of the show just put up a Adrian Peterson for a Raz. I'll be honest, I do not like Razes, but I'll support them. I'll buy a spot. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's all. That's all really what it is,
Yeah.
I want to enjoy the hobby. Like I've done a couple PC pieces now, which I already got 2 more side PCs. I'm enjoying the hobby by not chasing Zion and Ja and Mosaic and Bowman. Now, don't get me wrong, I still look. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm telling myself that because I don't have Nico's luck. I don't have
none of us do.
And
here's how I see that. See, I enjoy. I don't do it because I know I can't, but I enjoy watching Nikko getting that chase card and rooting for him.
Yeah.
When Nikko opens up a pack of Mosaic, I'm like, yo, let's get that. It's like I'm saying, let's get it. I'm like, let's get that Scion. Let's get that Scion.
Yeah,
I know
and it's a friendship, and like you said, supporting each other. Like when we're watching these openings, this repack, I'm watching Matt. Sometimes I'm like, please don't let that be crap. Please don't let that be crap. It's like, well, I know DMC's gonna get the hit, so let's just get him opening. And kind of like Nikko needs a big card pulled, he just puts Parker in line, and gets a big card. So
there was a recent repack box that I bought it's in our circle. And honestly, I didn't upload the video because I was so disappointed with the card I got. I literally, I'm like, I can't. No one needs to watch a grown man cry. And most of the time it doesn't bother me, but for some reason this time it really did. And and I think it was I didn't want to, and it's not like tarnishing a reputation, but I was so disheartened on the video, and I'm like, I just don't really want to put that out there. But the thing is, here's one thing: if I'm buying into a break or a repack or something like that, everybody else's chances go way up of getting something really good. So you got to chase me around. Razes, man, I was in Razes for a while. I lost probably 20 Razes in a row. And then I finally hit a good one. I got a Josh Jacobs National Treasure card, I think, and kind of evened me out. I wasn't buying into big ones or anything, but, there is inherent risk, in everything that you do. And I got to shout out Manny. It's further than just him putting a product out. He's been helping me work on mine, and I'm sure other people can say the same thing. And and the process, it sucks. Like, it's really hard. Like, for a lot of reasons. For one reason, you're taking cards that you may have pulled and you like, and then you're like, well, now I'm going to let somebody else enjoy this. And I do have a lot of cards, but I don't have Lorn. I don't have Lorn type collection or anything like that. But I will say this: once I started parting with them, it got a lot easier. And I envision people like pulling these cards and getting excited about them. And then I've also been buying cards, and I'm sitting there going, I ain't gonna make any money, but I don't care because it's giving somebody an opportunity to pull a card that they want, for much less. That, like, I got a Panini 1 in there in one of my boxes, and my box is going to be right around $50. So you're going to have an opportunity to get a Panini 1 card that maybe part of your PC. I don't know. There's only going to be 12 in the first round, so you got a 1 in 12 chance of hitting a card you want, and it's going to be like Manny's. The checklist is going to be public, and we're gonna I don't know if we're gonna live stream it or just video it, but we're gonna video packing them up and randomize and all that kind of stuff, because I appreciate that when I'm buying something. I didn't even know I appreciated it until really Manny came along and kind of explained the importance of that. I knew other guys did it, but the ones that do it, those are the ones that you get the best stuff out of, and it, like, and it's also so transparent, and it's definitely something you want in the hobby. And it's something that the actual companies, I guess in a way they do it because they put your hit odds and stuff on the box and stuff like that. But man, they're not good. I got a Burrow auto out of a repack. I would probably be chasing the rest of the year trying to get a Burrow auto, and I would spend hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, because of But that whole rip cost me about $80, and I got my Burrow auto, and so I don't have to chase so hard, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, right. It's very, you have to be transparent. I mean, you could be like like a lot of people say, you could be sneaky about it, but it's not gonna help you. It's just not successfully. You're not. It's not gonna help you.
I just don't know how you. I don't know how you criticize that. Like, that's where that's what brought us together, is being critical of this process. But when you're doing that transparency, Panini never puts out how they pack their packs. Yeah. I've never seen that. There's probably a documentary out there or something, but I can literally watch Nikko and Manny and Miko from BC Breakers. I can watch them loading the things up, and it's not a waste of my time.
Well, that's a good point too, because like, if you think about it, like, especially right now, you're spending so much money on a hobby box, especially from Panini. You're gonna get maybe 50% back on that. Like, and so like, why?
You're lucky if you get 50% on it.
Yeah, totally. So, like, why pick on somebody who's repacking, giving you more value than what you're getting out of your big guys who pack it up? It's stupid. It's stupid. Like, you literally have to get lucky on your boxes to make your money back, and that's how it is. So it makes no sense, So, hey, whatever.
Well, and I'm doing 12. Manny, how many was your last run of treasure boxes?
Oh, 26, yeah.
26. You ain't getting rich on doing 26 boxes, especially not for all the work. I mean, you probably don't even, in the profit that you make, you probably don't even count the effort that you put into it, the thought, the physical, what you have to do.
Well, just your time, yeah. I mean, the amount of time I'm sure you put into it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a lot, yeah.
Since my first repack, like, me and Manny have had constant conversations almost daily on, I've shown him lists. What do you think about this list? Do you think this checklist looks good? Things like that. So, and there's hours and hours back and forth between me and him that people will never see or hear or talk about, and it's just like helping back and forth. So it's just like,
not because we want to rip somebody off. We want to provide a good product. We care.
Like, I would never, like, that's the thing. We talked $60. Yeah, because me and Bill actually have talked. I mean, we've like thrown around the idea of doing repacks ourselves. About, like, we've just thrown the idea around a little bit. And like, yeah, I would never want the reputation of, I don't want to scam anybody. Like, I wouldn't want to be that guy anyway. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not, and like you guys said, I'm not really in it. We wouldn't be in it to be making money. Like, I would get enjoyment out of watching people open it and getting like the good cards and like, you know what I mean?
That's what brought me here to begin with, was watching everybody else, because a couple of years ago there was a point where I couldn't even afford cards. That I couldn't even go get retail blasters or packs or nothing from Walmart. And so that's how I got my joy, was by watching all these other channels like you, Ron, and Pack a Card 87 and all those guys. It was like I could watch them and I felt like I was there with them, and that gave me the joy and the excitement that I couldn't go and get myself. So, and that's kind of, I get a lot of stuff now, and I can break a lot of stuff, is because that's what the excitement and joy I got out of it. And I figured by recording it and putting it out there, they can, people could ride along with me with that little emotional roller, I guess.
Yeah, and it's also like Panini and Topps and Leaf and all those people, they've been doing repacks for the longest time, and it's okay, but because I don't have a branding, like I don't have a license supposedly,
right,
it makes it wrong, but I'm here to create something. I don't, like I want to pave the way for others, in a way, like if people get inspired, like out of my repack, I want them to feel inspired to do theirs, and that's kind of creating their own way. But to just say that all repacks are scams, I mean, that's like,
that's just silly.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's no, so you're saying the Panini is a scam then, and you're saying the Topps is a scam because they've been doing it for a while. They buy products. I think in one of the channels, Leaf, the CEO of Leaf, bought a whole bunch. Like
they have buyback. Yeah, they have buyback. Yeah, they have buyback. Basically, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Leaf Best of Sport, right?
Yeah, like just the Best of Sports. I hit a Patrick Mahomes, out of it. And the stuff that Eloy does too. That's not even Panini. That's
the fantasy sports one. Yeah.
They don't have a lot, but you can get good stuff out of those things. I mean, I've seen good stuff come out of them. It's like a gamble in everything you do. I just to like seclude yourself saying I hate repacks is kind of like
and I don't.
It's part of the hobby.
And it's like you were saying, there's room for all that stuff. Like I don't understand what the problem is. Like there's so much room for everything, and like I think it's only good to have more options for everything to buy. I've different price ranges for different people. You know what I mean? Like
And most of the breaks. Let's say you do support breaks. I mean, I do a lot of breaks. Hey, I like to
grab me
put
one
myself out there in the hobby. I like to try everything out in the hobby and find what's best for me. I make my own decisions. I want to find what's best for me. So I've done breaks, and there's times where most of these breakers they only benefit the money, because they'll pick your team, and obviously if you're chasing Burrow, go find the Cincinnati Bengals this year for less than $300. So now here's Matt, who's a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He just wants Bengals cards. Next thing you know, he's got to pay $800 just for So the breakers really only favor money. Right. So that's why some breakers I don't even break with them because I know what they're about. They're all about making money. They're not about love for the hobby.
And spending that $300.
Breakers are part of the big problem with the price. I think the price is going up. I think breakers have a lot to do with that too.
Oh yeah.
They buy up a lot of that stuff at the top. You know what I mean? Because they don't care. They'll pay the prices for the stuff because they're going to get their money back. Like a lot of breakers, you know what I mean? They're getting their money back and then some on those.
Spending the $300 on the Bengals slot in that break doesn't give you better odds to pull a Bengals.
No, it's just a chance. It's just buying for the lotto ticket for the chance. Yeah, basically.
It makes you feel really sad when you don't hit it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Put it this way. I remember the Broncos. I was when I first started breaking, it was gold standard. The Broncos were going for like, I don't know, $40, in a case. Because who the hell were the Broncos? They didn't really pick nobody except Drew Lock, right? Or Noah Fant. Nobody wanted those.
Right.
Drew Lock blows up. Go find the Broncos for $40.
Yep.
You're not finding them for $40. So like for them to like scam you, that's a scam. To me, that's a scam. Because before I was buying them for $40, Now all of a sudden Blue Lock is sold out. Now you want to put them up to $200. See what I'm saying? Like that's why when I look at those kind of breakers, you know, I stay away from them now because it's like, yo, you're here for the money. You're not here for the fan. You know, you're not here for the love of the hobby. You know, that's why I love Eloy, because Eloy goes, hey, you guys pick your team. It's the same price throughout. Pick your team and you get one random. And it's one price. Everybody has the same chance, you know. It's now it's left on the random.
You can definitely tell, you can definitely tell who's in it for the money and who's doing it just for, you know what I mean, just for fun or like,
And I think there's room for everybody, you know. There's so many ways to enjoy the hobby, and there's so many ways. I mean, I don't know. I just think that things are getting real crazy in the hobby right now. And, you know, somebody said it earlier that they got out of it because it got crazy. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people saying they're going to take a step back. And I don't know, you know, that could be another half-hour conversation, and we've already kept you guys for 1 hour 45. But that's why, me personally, I'm finding a fun little side PC, and that's what I'm going to go after. And that's fun for me. You know, and everybody does their thing. You know, if you want to go chase, you want to go chase and spend big money for whatever it might be, that do your thing, man.
Yeah.
And another thing is, you know, like, you know, I'll go on eBay, you know, and I buy cards for myself. Like I bought a lot of, you know, Debo Samuel. That's my PC.
Yeah.
So I buy a lot of Debo Samuels. But as I'm looking, I come across good deals. You know, like I've bought cards where I'm like, wow, this card is for $40, and this is like $100 card. You know, and I'll get it. I'll be like, you know what, I can't wait to share this on my repack, or I'll give it to somebody. You know, like let's say I find a Vikings. You know, like I'll find a Brett Favre, you know, Viking out of, you know, for like $4. You know, I'm like, oh my God, Lord, look what I got you. You know? Because
eBay one of one.
No?
I actually last night I put an offer on a card. I put like a $32 offer on a card or something. They came back with like 37, and I was like, going, should I accept it, because that was a pretty decent deal. Well, today somebody put up another card almost just like the same card, but not the same card. You know what? And I just never see these anymore. It's from the 2015 National Treasures. And they had it listed for $20. This new one today. I could not get check out fast enough on that card. And that's just it. And you know what? If I would have clicked on eBay maybe 20 minutes later, I would have never seen that card. Sometimes timing, you know.
eBay is that's a black hole, man. I can see hours on eBay, man, at a time.
Yeah.
I've been actually checking out on a card, and whenever I pull up my PayPal account, I actually sign in my PayPal every time I check out, because a couple years ago someone was trying to buy a $2,000 gaming computer with my eBay information. I'm like, I actually am sitting there looking on my phone, and I get the notification that I just had this is your receipt for your $2,000 purchase. And I'm like, what the heck? Because my eBay was always had connected me to. So anyway, PayPal told me always sign into your PayPal. Do not check the box that keeps you signed in when you're on eBay, because if someone can hack your eBay, they can run rampant on your. So anyway, I got my money. But anyway, my point is, I've been trying to sign into my PayPal. And when I get my PayPal open, the card has already been. They're like, sorry, you can't purchase this card. It's already been purchased. So, yeah.
And the thing is, like, you know, like you have to be able to tell. You have to be able to look at a card and say, hey, this is valuable. You know, this is a valuable card. You can't just go by what's comps and what's comps sold last time, because, you know, especially on a short print, you know, like you have to be able to tell yourself, hey, this to me, this card is worth this much, you know, and I know I can do it, you know. So if you go back, you know, you find yourself you say, I'm like, yo, you know what? This guy has a lot of potential. I can get $1,000 for this card right now, no doubt. And then you go and you look into your comps or eBay, and you see somebody got a deal out of one for like $300. You're like, I'm not selling this car for $300. There's no way I'm selling this car for $300, because you know you can do more. So like, sometimes it takes, common sense and valuing your cards as well. So like, I kept seeing comments when it comes to repacks where the guy's like, "Oh, it's a $3 card." I'm like, that's not a $3 card. That's at least $7, $10 card. And this is why some stuff it's really like a personal opinion on how much the value of the card is. So a lot of people think they're getting ripped off because somebody in the comments say, "Oh, that's a $2 card." And you're like, that's not a $2 card. That's at least a $7 card,
Right.
It's like, whoa, difference, but you could definitely get $7 for that card if you really put your time into it and try to sell it,
It's about, being, speculating and stuff. I mean, I have.
So like for you example, that $20 card to you was worth $37, right? That's a $17 difference. That could have bought you another card, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
I'm still considering whether or not to accept the counter offer and have two of those cards.
Yeah, exactly. Two of them. But yeah, it's so every aspect of the hobby, every field of the hobby, let's say, every part of the hobby, there's gonna be a scam. There's gonna be some way. There's gonna be a guy out there finding how to scam you. He's gonna find a way to scam you, regardless. If it's through a repack, if it's through reselling you, or if it's through breaks, if it's through rasses, if it's through a chaser, whatever it is, everything there's definitely at risk at everything in the hobby, and there's definitely a scam. You just gotta be, you have to have common sense for yourself,
Right.
That's the way I see it.
I think we're gonna take a minute. Each of you can talk about your channel for a second, where to find you, and because we're pushing 50 minutes now.
We're giving them a final thought.
You can have a final thought, where to find you on Instagram, and some of us have slightly changed our names because people get confused that ripping cards doesn't literally mean ripping cards. So let's see here. Ron, if you want to go first. And if you have a final thought on it, you can have a final thought. Otherwise, tell people where to find you. And
yeah, I mean, I don't really have any I have final thoughts. I thought everybody pretty much already voiced theirs, but yeah, you can find us on our YouTube, R&B Sports Cards, and Instagram. Those are our two main things that we use.
Cool.
Nikko.
Find me at nikkorips on YouTube or Instagram. No, I don't rip cards. That's part of it. I'll rip paper, but I don't do that. And thanks for having this. This is awesome. It's good to have the conversation, because when people are ignorant about things, they need to be educated, and I'm hoping that this did that. So thanks for having me.
And I guess we'll go down from you. So Matt.
Okay. Yeah. MTSPORTSCARDS, all one word, is the channel. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's MTSPORTSCARDS8. And then, we do, I would say we probably are about 70% repack rips. So, and, I've honestly considered 100% repacks, except for I think that would get really, really boring. We'd probably be opening up a lot of, Fairfield stuff. I'd be making a trip to Walgreens every day. I just really think that would be super boring. So anyway, I'm gonna keep the variety, but my last point of everything is I buy all my repacks. I've done a couple of promos for hotpacks.co, sent me a couple things. Didn't feel right. I didn't like it. So, and I like free stuff. I go to baseball games when they give away free stuff. My motto is, if it's free, it's for me. But as far as presenting this aspect of the hobby from an integrity standpoint, I felt like I had to pay. So, if you want to give me free shipping, I like that. But other than that, I'll pay for your product.
Yeah.
So agreed.
Yeah.
And I made that a point on my first series too. I didn't want to hook anybody up or give any discounts, just so the simple fact that somebody couldn't say, "Oh, well, you hooked your friends up or you gave them a discount or somebody got a discount." No. Everybody from straight across the board up to capital P paid the same exact same price, exactly. No discounts, no nothing. So and it's the only way to keep it. You got to be fair, dude. You got to be legit. That's all it is. Be legit.
I mean, to me, I do repacks for the love. I don't do it for anything else other than that. Like Matt reached out to me one time, and I could tell he really liked my product. He paid for the first one, no doubt. And at the beginning, when starting up, obviously, nobody knew who I was. I met you guys a couple months ago. So, but when I started up, I had to find a way to promote myself. So I would be like, hey, you want to purchase? I'll give you $5 off because you're doing a review on it. But in all the ones I said, look, all I ask is that you do an honest and fair review because every feedback helps me build a better product. Turned out they were okay. They were decent enough where people were happy with them. So they were like, oh yeah, that was great. I'll go again for the second series. And then that's what motivated me to make the second series. And then the second series went well as well. So that's what motivated me to make the third series. But at any moment, obviously, I could just be like, you know what? I don't want to ruin my name by having people call me a scammer. If that's why I said in a lot of my comments, if you feel like you ever got scammed by me, please, I'll stop right now because it was never my intention to scam nobody. But one time I think Matt, I don't know, it was like, yo, I really like your repack. I really want to try to get that 101 Burrow. Remember? The 101 Burrow, and I said, all right. He's like, I'm kind of tight of money right now. I was like, all right. He's like, I'll trade you this card. That was the Ricky Williams. I was like, I really like that Ricky Williams. So here I am. If I'm here to take Matt's money, right? If I'm here to scam you out of your money, why would I trade one card for one of my repacks? I said, yo, here you go. Here's one of my repacks. I love that Ricky Williams because I also personally love the hobby myself. So to me, it wasn't about. It's not about money. It was never about money. Most repackers are about money, but to me, it was for the love of the sport.
I only had to buy 3 to get that Bengals 101. So I bought 2 and I traded for the 1. And
yeah,
I was between paychecks.
I could have easily said no. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I want your money. I don't want anything. But to me, loyalty and friendship is more important than money. I know I was making a great friend in Matt forever. So why not?
Aw.
Yeah. So Manny, just tell them where to find you, and then Lorn and I'll put a final thought on it, and we'll wrap this up.
You can find me on YouTube and Instagram, lkdtreasures, just as you see it there in the little bottom screen. And hit me up if you have any questions. Most of you guys know, you guys hit me up. Before we even talk, before I even try to sell you guys any product, you guys hit me up. And I was very communicative towards you guys, and I told you what I was all about. So if you guys have any other, like I told all my viewers, if you guys have anything you want to ask, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I'm very communicative. I try to respond to everybody. But maybe within a day or two, I respond. So just hit me up if you have. Anytime you have any questions or any doubts, and any decision you want to make, hit me up. lkdtreasures, Instagram and YouTube.
Awesome. Well, we just want to thank everybody for joining us on this tonight. Obviously, if you're here watching, you know that we're on YouTube as the Sports Card Talk Show. We're also on Instagram as the Sports Card Talk Show. And you can also find us on Twitter. But at Twitter, it's at SCTS_Skullbros. Sports Card Talk Show is way too long for Twitter. So
I don't even know how to work Twitter.
Yeah,
we don't do a whole lot on
there. Twitter.
We don't do a whole lot on there, so don't bombard us over there. But we did end up having an interview based off of that, so it worked out. So I guess I don't really have any final thoughts. You guys covered everything. I think it was great to get everything out in the open and why we do it, why we buy it, why we create them.
final thoughts only is that educate yourself, get to know who you're buying from. Don't buy blindly. I mean, even from educate yourself on Panini's products or top products by watching these guys and others open the product on camera. You're going to get an educated idea of what you're purchasing and putting your hard-earned money towards. And it might be, it could be, a retail or a hobby pack from the big boys. It could also be a repack from the smaller boys.
All right, I think that'll bring this episode to a close. If Lorn, you want to do the
Skull Brothers out.